Okay, welcome everybody to week 8 of our coaching series. I can't even believe, where does 8 weeks go? That just shocks me. I can't believe we've been at this for 8 weeks already. So we're ending it off with a bang, and I am so excited to have Barb Kuntz on our call tonight. Barb, give everyone a wave. So and Barb, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule and just coming back from Montreal. And here she is sitting in front of us. So we so appreciate you being here and just value your time so much. And so I just want to introduce Barb. For those of you that don't know Barb, Barb is part of Team Synergy. She's the mama bear, and she's the 100 Club National Marketing Director. And I'm just going to read a little bit of her bio here. So Barb and Hank, that's her hubby, her wonderful husband. He's such a great guy. They've been married for 40 years. Is it over 40 now, Barb?
Yeah, nearly 44 in August.
Oh, okay, this bio I have old. That's awesome.
I've been with the guy for 44 years. Holy.
That's awesome. And they have 2 children, and they operate and live on a family farm in rural Alberta. Barb has a background in accounting and was a special needs EA. She started her journey with Juice Plus 11, well, it's a lot more than 11 years ago now, right? More than 11 years ago. Yeah. And in October 2013, reached the position of National Marketing Director and the prestigious 100 Club in 2015. Barb is inspired by helping people and celebrates the success of others. She loves people as well as golfing and camping, along with spending time with family and friends. Oh, and did she mention she loves wine and chocolate? Oh, boy. And so, yeah, you fit right in with this group quite well, I could tell you that. And I just want to share.
I hit the airport yesterday and I went, I just need chocolate. I just need to go find chocolate.
That's awesome. Well, and I just want to say that I've known Barb for a really long time, and I have some really great memories of Barb. When I first started going to conference, Barb was always there, and she was always there along for the ride, and she was always quiet and sweet and wonderful and welcoming, and just kind of along for the enjoyment of conference. And then wham, in comes Team Synergy, and Barb's whole life just changed. So thank you again, Barb, for being here. We're going to be talking about finding your why, and Barb is wonderful, wonderful at digging at this. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Barb, and thank you again for being here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Teresa. Thank you guys for asking me to come and share on your coaching series. How exciting to have a coaching series go on. Oh, that's so awesome, Teresa, and your group. It's just awesome. And I'm excited to be here and share with you the importance of the why and a bit about my why. And you know what? I have to be honest. And when I started this business, like Teresa said, I was just going along for the ride. I was just not really, I didn't have a why. I kind of shared organically. I loved my experience, and I just shared with my family and friends. And so I can't say that my mom bought me my first Juice Plus, and so I didn't even have a burning why of that. I just gradually, it developed over time. But at the time, it was just I just took it because my mom bought it for me. And so it's so crazy. So I'm the person that never had a why in the business or the product, zero why. If people asked me what my why was, I'd sneak off and go to the bathroom because I had no idea. And so, but now I'm the person that I'm so passionate about the whys, how important they are. I guess when I finally found mine, it just meant more to me then. And so you know what, there's so many people that why do they do what they do every day? People go to work, they go traveling, they volunteer, they serve others. Why do they do that? And it's the same for this business. There's so many reasons why people actually join our business. In our business, sometimes it's even more difficult. it's not the same as going to work every day and doing the same thing in an office or going to a hospital or going to a receptionist job. Sometimes it just takes more courage for us to actually step out of our comfort zones and do what we need to do, that courage to pick up that scary telephone or reach out to someone that has health issues or reach out to that person that's been kind of on your chicken list or your list, and every time you get to that list you just kind of skip over it because you go, oh yeah, well, I'll maybe do that tomorrow, right? And it's so true. I mean, it's so true for all of us. I still have people I skip over. Like, it doesn't get any easier for that. You still do that. And I actually, in fact, I had one the other day and I kept seeing her posting on Facebook, and I've known her for years and years and years, and I finally went, I need to reach out to her. I need to do that. And so I did. I have not heard back from her, but I chose discomfort over regretting not telling her, because I know she's in a lot of pain and a lot of issues, and I thought I need to talk to her about it. I really need to do that. So I feel like I've done my part, and now if she chooses to reach out back to me, then that's perfect. So kind of let's get into the heart of the why. It's kind of like peeling off layers, and sometimes it can be really uncomfortable. And you know what? We just don't grow unless we get uncomfortable. We just don't grow. And they say your why should make you cry. You hear that all the time, or choke you up. And the reason they say that is because you actually really reach down into your heart, and you get to a place that really matters. Like, you get to that real feeling. It's not just what you say, it's that you actually feel it. And you go, this is why I'm doing this. This is my why. And so when you get to that, you know it, right? And so many people do this business. And so your why is so personal to you. It doesn't have to be for the good of the world, right? I'm going to save the world. It doesn't have to be, I see a hand. It doesn't have to be good for anyone but you. It needs to be good to you. It needs to feel, you need to feel that goodness. And so we have to have a real belief in the product, I think, to actually start. Because if you don't have that belief in the product, it's really hard to sell a business when you don't believe in the product. And so my first question is always, why did you fill out that order form? What was it in your mind that you went, oh, I'm going to try this because ... What is that? And maybe it'll help me sleep more. Maybe it'll help with my aches and pains. Or maybe I have IBS. Whatever that issue is that you're thinking about at that time is usually what it is, why you started, right? And then you can measure whether that made a difference or not. Has that made a difference for you or not? And often people don't always share their real private things about their health issues. They'll share superficial, but they won't get into really deep things, right? They'll just say, oh, I want to feel better, right? But they don't get into deeper where it's really actually what is their issue. So I just want you to take a moment or two and just think of, and write down why you started the Juice Plus product. Why is it important to you? I'll just give you a couple minutes so you can write down what your why is. So some people might say, oh, I want to sleep more. And so I would dig deeper into that, because it's great. That's a great why, but it's just like, why getting that good sleep is that important to you? Why would that be? So whatever you've written down, whether it's, oh, I want to have more sleep, I want to get rid of the brain fog, I want to, whatever that is, I want to, I have a kid that has ADHD. I have, right, or a parent that has whatever. And so whatever that why is, why you start on Juice Plus, I want you to think about it and then go, why is that important for more sleep or getting rid of the brain fog? Like, what is it? Does it help you better function at your job? Like, brain fog would be functioning. Maybe you're an athlete and you need to be able to use your skills more, be able to perform better. Because lots of people just say, oh, I want to be healthy, right? But just dig deeper into that. Maybe you're a single parent and you're concerned about, if I don't stay healthy, there's not going to be anyone for my kids if something happens to me. Like those are the deeper things that people just tend to slide over and don't want to think about. But typically there's something in your mind when you start, and those are really important. And so when you just keep asking yourself why, until you get down to that part that just kind of goes, ugh, and it hits you in the heart, and you're just like, oh yeah, yes, that is why. And lots of times it's health. It's just like they don't want to, like they want to be around for their kids, or they don't want to be laying in bed all day or things like that. And so, like I said, my mom bought me my first Juice Plus. I knew it made sense to me, and that's a tin can version. I love the way I feel. I just love it. I look around at people my age, and I don't want to look like them. I don't want to be like them. I don't want to, like, I like to be able to go, like Hank and I'll go, oh, let's go for a happy hour or something like that. And our friends will go, no, we'll just go back, or yeah, let's go grab a coffee at the coffee shop, and I'm just like, they have no spark. And so for me, I just wanted to slow down the aging process. And that's probably over these years, it's kind of come to that point where I'm wanting to slow that down a little more because I'm getting older. And with all the aches and pains and issues like that, like I like getting up in the morning and going, I'm ready for the day. I love it. I'm ready to go. And personally, I just want to live long and die short. I don't want to have any of those health issues. And my mom did. She had a heart attack and she had all kinds of them. We spent many, many, many times at emergency. And I didn't want my kids to have to go through that. So I just want to take care of my health. And you know what? We change lots of things. We change cars, and we change carpets, and we change coffee filters, and we change coffee brands, and we change all kinds of things in our lives. Houses. Some people change husbands. I've kept mine for 44 years. But through all that time, I never stopped taking Juice Plus. And I'm just like, wow, that's a long time to never change things, right? So for me, I must love how I feel to be able to do that. So what is it? Why did you start? Maybe it's a condition, maybe it's sleep, whatever that issue is. So, and I know one lady, it was constipation for her, and she hadn't gone for 13 days was the norm for her. So when you think about the toxins that are in that woman's body and how amazing she feels now, you can tell what her why is, right? Her health would have been really not good. So, yeah, it's whatever it looks like for you. And that belief in that product like that will actually move you forward in your business. Totally move you forward because you have so much faith and belief in that product. And so, you know what? We will have amazing whys for the product or the business, or both. But one of those passions is going to usually win out. You usually have one or the other that's really strong. And surprisingly enough, I was the naysayer all along, but surprisingly enough, the business actually ended up being my passion. It won out. Like, I can't even believe that myself, really, and I have such a passion for this business. And I'm the one that I really wasn't interested in the business. And you know what, you guys? I probably tried to quit every week for a year. I was always trying to quit. I'm like, I don't need this. I don't know what I'm doing. Why am I doing this? But I didn't. I never did quit. And I guess it just goes to show that if you don't step out of line, you're going to get to where you need to be, because if you don't quit, that's the only way to get out of this business, is to quit. So you can reach the top no matter what. So, and I just shared it with my friends and family and stuff. And then the Tower Garden came to Canada, and oh my God, I was excited. I loved the Tower Garden. It was just, that was so exciting for me. It just sparked for me, because I really just shared organically until about 5 years ago, something like that. And then when the Tower Garden came, I started sharing that, and then we got all our young people in, and new ideas and new fresh things came, and I totally got excited with that. But I realized that that's where my why developed, is because I hadn't found my why. Because I mean, even selling Tower Gardens was exciting for me, but it wasn't my passion. And there's lots of heart stories about health, and those ones always touch my heart. But for me, I realized that empowering young moms to be independent, financially stable, and allowing them to stay home with their kids so that they could raise them if they chose to, with their own family values and their own love, was totally my passion. Totally. And it can make me cry. And I gotta watch out, because I'm not gonna cry. But totally, that is my passion, because most kids that are in that situation are brought up by day homes or caregivers. And so those values are not from your family. So that became my total passion, of empowering all these young moms and stuff. And so they're there for their kids' school activities and all the sports and stuff like that. I can feel how empowered they are when they are promoted and they get to move to a next level. And I got a text the other day from a brand new distributor that said, "Oh, I said that I got my first order." And I was actually at UFA filling up with gas, and I'm just, oh my God, and I'm trying to get my phone off the Bluetooth so I could actually talk on the phone and get the gas in, and my door was wide open, and the people in the UFA were just waving out the window. I'm sure they just thought, oh my word, this is a crazy lady out there, because the doors were open. And it excites me. That just empowers me as well as them, and so it's really exciting. So, and I just watch people just stepping into their power, like what they can do with this business, with each of you can actually do with this business, is just amazing, right? And it allows people to travel or buy cars or pick up, it helps you pay for kids' schooling or go on holidays. And you know what? Kids and families need holidays now. It's such a stressful time for families. Financially, it's difficult. There's so many families that have to work out of the home, both of them. And so it's really a tough time. And so I find that empowers me. That's my passion. Can you tell? Oh my God. But it truly is my passion. So, and of course, I didn't have that passion when I signed up my app. I don't know why I signed up as a distributor. I'm not really sure why I did, but I did. And thank goodness I did. I'm so thankful. But when you joined the Juice Plus business, what is it that you envisioned when you signed that distributor app? What is it that you imagined for yourself? Maybe it could be, oh, I want to start a business for myself. Maybe you want to stay home with your kids. Maybe it'll give you the purpose to get up in the morning. I love that I have a purpose and passion every day. Maybe it's to allow your family to go on a holiday, or maybe it helps out financially. Let's just take a couple of minutes and for you to think, like, why did you sign that distributor app? What did you imagine? What was it? So one of the things I often ask is, if you had all the money and the time and the freedom and no restrictions to do whatever you wanted, what would that be? And it's all about you. all about you. So then from there I would go on to say, because lots of people will say, oh, I want to travel, or, oh, I want to buy a whatever, or so then I would develop deeper into that. So if it was travel, I'd say, so why is that important to you? I'd say, oh, where would you go? And they give me a place that they would like to go. And then my next question would be, oh, would you go alone? And they'll usually say, oh, no, I'll take my kids, or I'll take my family, or I'll take my husband. And if they say husband, my next question is always, so you wouldn't take your kids on this trip? And they would say, no, not this time. And I'm saying, why would that be important to you, go on this trip with your husband? And they went, because I don't get time with him ever. They never have time, that quality time that builds relationships. They don't get that, and they miss out on that because everything's busy with kids, and sometimes couples just don't have that time. And so that's sometimes where it'll go. Or people say, oh, I take my family on a vacation. We just want to do that. And I'd say, why is that important to you? And often it's because they say, my kids are growing up so fast and I don't ever seem to have time with them. I just don't have time. And so they're going to be grown up and gone, and I'm still going to be working. And they come home from work and everybody's got supper and then there's sports and off they go. And so it's really, people, when they start digging into that, they realize how much they're missing, either being with their kids or their husbands or family, taking that time for themselves. They're just juggling all the time, right? Time's often a factor. And something else that really comes up a lot when I'm doing why with people is women, often moms, and even men that are getting laid off right now in some of their positions and stuff. They're all from really good positions in companies, and they're engineers for men, or nurses, or teachers, or professional people. And when those people stay home with their kids, they somehow lose some of their identity, and they just feel like they don't have that significance. They don't feel like they have that place in the world anymore. So if you ask them, what do? They say, well, I'm a teacher, but they've usually had their kids, they're not gone back to teaching, but they just need that significance of an identity, right? And they lose that. And sometimes that's a layer that's really hard to get to because it's one where they've had a loss of a position or something like that. So, and what's giving them that feeling, right? And it's really all about the feelings that you have around what's happening, what you feel like you're missing out on. And those are where you often get to your really deep whys. And I sometimes say, just imagine your perfect place, wherever that is, whether it's in a location, if it's with certain people, if it's standing in front of the room talking, whatever it is that you can imagine that will make you feel absolutely amazing. Just think of where that might be. Some people say, oh, like on the end of a pier looking out over the water. And so it's like, why does that feel important to you? Or some people will go, I just want to stand in front of a group of people and share something. And why would that be important, right? Because it's just your feeling your need to do something. So, you know what? Some people have amazing, huge, big goals, and they can be as big as wellness centers or children's homes, and some it's just feeling worthy and significant, or being the best that they can be, or just wanting to shine, just getting their own sparkle back. Because sometimes we lose that in amongst family and all the things that we have to do. We just lose our sparkle, and some people just want to get that back. And sometimes those hurts that people have when they reach into their heart for some of their whys, you know what? They're old hurts. and they're just they just want to feel worthy, and they just want to belong and be in a community, or they've lost their identity. And some people join this business because this business actually lifts people up. They can help them shine. There's no judgment. Everyone is worthy, and you can reach whatever level you choose. And it's a very loving and caring community, and it encourages success. It's not one of these businesses that pushes people down, right? So how would it make you feel if you could do that? How does that make you feel? And one of the last questions that I often ask people if they can't seem to get to their why. So if you're kind of going through and you're going, I don't know what my why is. My big kahuna question is, if I took this business away tomorrow, what would that look like for you? How would you feel about that? Yeah, I can see Teresa's face going, that usually brings up the deepest emotion there is. Because the first thing you think of is usually the first that's really deep inside your heart, right? Lots of people say it's missing the community. Some of it's like, oh my God, I wouldn't have my finances. Some of it's the time freedom, so you have to go back to work. Some are feeling like they've accomplished something and now it's gone. Or just feeling significant and they're losing that. So I want you to take a few minutes without me talking. Well, I will talk. You can tell I'm going to talk. Usually people get to their why about the product, so that one's pretty easy. But okay, if we're going to just recap the business one, because I think we want to make sure you get there. So just be really honest with yourself, and no one can see what you're writing, so you can be honest, and I won't look to see if you're crying, and please don't look and see if I'm crying. But why did you sign your distributor app? And why was that important to you? And think about what that meeting, what that answer was, and why was that important for you? And then think about that answer and dig a little deeper into your heart, and why was that important for you? What are you feeling? And did you get to some of the real feelings about what you really wanted? And I look like I need to talk faster. Just got a little bit to go. So, and I have to say, you probably got to your whys, and if you didn't, you can dig a little deeper. And so depending on the group that you're with, or who you're talking to, you just, you know what, we go deep, and some of those things are really hard to share, and you know what made up your why. And so you can share wording around it without actually saying some of the stuff that you really felt. And you can choose the people that you share your vulnerability with. Sometimes people don't deserve your vulnerability, so you can share around it how you feel at the right time, and you'll know whether it's the time to share some of that. And sometimes it's hard to dig in with somebody you know, and so find someone that you can dig in with that can keep asking you the why and doesn't have a connection maybe. So that's sometimes is good. And you know what, you guys, if you find your why, this is going to move your business forward in leaps and bounds like you could never imagine. And you deserve this business and what it can bring to you. You are a leader. You are all leaders. Everyone can be a leader. And everyone has a place in this business. So you don't have to go speeding fast. You just have to be caring and honest and share from your heart and be totally authentic. Just be you. And I have a strong why. I love to serve others. It fills me. And we have a little new passion with our little Boston in our family. And my passion is really building legacies from the heart. And we are making a difference for Boston and all the kids out there and the generations to come by giving them this gift of health. We are doing that. And we're getting good food into them. And that's going to continue on for years and years and years in families. And building a legacy of wealth, can you imagine setting that wealth in place to pass on to your kids? Like, it just gets better and better and better. It will go on forever, you guys. And I don't know, I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, we probably have a couple minutes left. But thank you so much for Teresa and everyone for giving me this opportunity.
Oh, thank you, Barb. Wow. That was awesome. And, this is a tough topic. And so I really thank you so much for leading us through this, because this is not an easy thing. And I can say that my why's changed so many times. Like, I honestly, my why was a discount. And then I realized, and I can't get going too much on this, because if I cry, Barb's going to cry harder. And then if Barb cries harder, I'm going to cry harder than her. And it's going to go on and on and on. So we're not even going to go there, because we know Barb and I are both criers. So, but, and it's so true. Your why really changes over time. And you never know when it is actually going to change. So really listen to yourself about that. And as you grow, again, your why changes there too. So, we have probably really not enough time for questions. But this is something that we can work on within our team. And it's something that we work on over time. And like Barb says, it's great to kind of buddy up with someone that you don't really know. So, if anyone feels like they do want to buddy up, reach out to me and let's see who we can find. And then we can maybe pair some people up and work at it. It's a really great exercise. I have cried my eyes out doing this with someone I don't even know, crying for them and me. And, oh, crazy. And
that's
part, yeah,
totally true.
Yeah.
I usually find when people are going through their why, and when it gets to me, I know they've hit it.
Yeah.
Because it makes me cry. So I know that they've hit their why.
Yeah.
Because then it makes me cry too. But I cry first.
And I didn't cry for a long time. I cried for everyone else, but not for me. But then when it really hit me, that was an ugly cry. So anyway, Barb, thank you from all of us so much. We appreciate all your time. That was fantastic. And I hope everybody got something out of this. And if anyone needs help with their why, please reach out to me or whomever, your upline, whoever it is, and we'll help you through that. So thank you, and thank you guys for getting on.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Barb.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. Take care, everyone.
Thanks.
Thanks, Barb.
Awesome.
Thank you, Barb. Bye.
Bye.
We're getting cut off. Here comes the hook.